mathematics, a coefficient is an integer that is multiplied with the variable of a single term or the terms of a polynomial. It is usually a number, but sometimes may be replaced by a letter in an expression. For example, in the expression ax squared plus bx plus c, x is the variable and a and b are the coefficients. What is a coefficient? A coefficient refers to a number or quantity placed with a variable. It is usually an integer that is multiplied by the variable next to it. The variables which do not have a number with them are assumed to be having 1 as their coefficient. For example, in the expression 3x, 3 is the coefficient, but in the expression x2 plus 3, 1 is the coefficient of x2. In other words, a coefficient is a multiplicative factor in the terms of a polynomial, a series, or any expression. It is generally a number. Observe the following expression, which shows that 5 is the coefficient of x2 and 8 is the coefficient of y. Coefficient example. How to find a coefficient. In order to find a coefficient, the most important thing that should be remembered is that it always comes with a variable. Let us understand this with the help of the example, 5 by 2 plus 2 years minus 7. In this expression, we can see that there are 3 terms, 5 by 2, 2 years, 7. In the first term 5 by 2, x is the variable, and as we know that a coefficient always comes with the variable, the coefficient is 5. In the second term 2 years, y is the variable, so the coefficient is 2. In the third term, 7 is known as the constant. Numerical coefficient. A numerical coefficient is a number that is the multiplier of the variables in a term. For example, 3 is the numerical coefficient of the term 3mn. The term numerical coefficient is used for the constant multipliers of the variable. A common example is 4 xi. Here, the numerical coefficient of xi is 4. Characteristics of a coefficient. A coefficient can be positive or negative, real or imaginary, or in the form of decimals or fractions. Another definition of coefficient says, any number with which we multiply a variable. For example, in the term 9.3x, 9.3 is the coefficient of the variable x, and in 5c, minus 5 is the coefficient. Important notes. Keep the following points in mind while working with coefficients. A coefficient is always attached to a variable. A variable without a number has 1 as its coefficient. The value of a variable is never the same. It varies according to the question and situation, and therefore, it is called a variable. The value of a constant is constant because its value is always fixed, and it cannot be changed.